Good afternoon. My name is Harriet Applegate. I'm the Executive Secretary of the North Shore AFL-CIO, and we're very, very proud to be here today with a wonderful cast of characters for this press conference. You're going to hear from all of them, and I think each of them has a very important story to tell. As you know, this is the venue for the Republican Convention. They're arriving, they've been arriving, and we here in Cleveland can't get around our city because of the street closures, but we finally made it here today, and we want to make sure that the world, first of all, Clevelanders, but also Ohioans, Americans, and hopefully people all over the world understand that Cleveland is a working class city. It's loaded with hardworking Ohioans and Clevelanders, and we have a slightly different story to tell than the one that you're going to be hearing from downtown. We work hard, we're proud, and we don't believe that the planks in the Republican platform and the candidates, the presidential candidate, the vice presidential candidate, represent in any way, shape, or form the interests of working people. And here today, we're going to show you, depict for you, exactly what we mean by that. So it's first of all my great pleasure to introduce someone that all of us here on this stage personally know and have worked with over the years, somebody who really does represent the interests of all Ohioans, somebody who is really one of us. He comes from our ranks, and he, when he was governor of our state, totally represented our interests. And it is my great pleasure to introduce to you the next senator from Ohio, Governor Ted Strickland. I just knocked down all of them.
So, thank you, Harriet. And I want to thank each of you for being here today. I am Ted Strickland, former congressman, former governor, and now candidate for the United States Senate. And I want to say a few words about why we're here. Harriet has already explained that to you, but let me say that Ohio is going to be critical in the outcome of the presidential election, and Ohio will be critical in the outcome of which party controls the United States Senate after November. And so it's important that we call attention to the vast differences that exist between Donald Trump, Rob Portman, and the needs of Ohio's working people. I want to focus primarily my remarks on Senator Portman, but as you know, he has, with some level of enthusiasm, depending on his audience, embraced Donald Trump to be his choice to be the next president of the United States of America. And I think that's something that he's going to have to live with. Now, for decades, Senator Portman has served in public office. He was a congressman for approximately, 8 or 10 years. He was George Bush's trade representative, and he was George Bush's OMB director for a period of time, and now he's been in the Senate for 6 years. What is his record? Senator Sherrod Brown and I and Rob Portman were in Congress when NAFTA passed. Sherrod voted no, I voted no, Rob Portman voted yes. He has voted 14 times to give China most favored nation trading status. He calls himself the quarterback for the passage of CAFTA, the Central America Free Trade Agreement. The Columbus Dispatch has said that there is no free trade agreement that he did not enthusiastically support. Other Ohio newspapers have referred to him as an outsider. Not only did he vote for NAFTA and CAFTA, but he voted for, in total, an additional 8 trade agreements. He voted just last year to grant fast-track authority for the TPP. And then he admitted that he did that before he had even read the draft agreement. And now he's had an election year conversion. But the fact is that Ohio workers, Ohio companies have suffered greatly as a result of the many years of public service that Portman has provided. As the U.S. trade representative, the trade imbalance between our country and China went up 21%. He opposed cracking down on China's dumping of illegal steel into this country while he was trade representative, and he urged the Bush administration not to take China on regarding currency manipulation. Now, I point those things out to you because we've got a different set of circumstances now. Senator Rob Portman has had an election year conversion about many of these things. But his special interest friends, the Koch brothers and their kind, can buy him TV ads, and they've spent about $32 million thus far, but they can't buy him a new record. And he's here in Cleveland this week with Donald Trump, and he's perhaps trying to hide from the Donald, but quite frankly, unless he finds a big rock somewhere that he can crawl under, he cannot hide from his support for Donald Trump and Donald Trump's toxic agenda. Donald Trump has said that wages are too high. He is opposed to a community choosing not to be a right-to-work community, or a state not to be a right-to-work state. Donald Trump has been known for his union-busting activities. So when you endorse someone for president and you say you're going to vote for them, I think we can safely assume that you've accepted their agenda. And Donald Trump's agenda is anti-woman, and so is Rob Portman's. Rob Portman has voted to defund Planned Parenthood. He has voted 5 times against pay equity for women. Donald Trump seems to have a negative attitude toward women as well, having called them pigs, among other things. So Donald Trump, as we know, disparages prisoners of war because they were caught. He makes fun of people who have physical disabilities. He has said that he would ban an entire religious faith group from entering our country. He wants to build this wall, and so we could go on and on and on. But the fact is that in Cleveland, Ohio, this week, we have 2 candidates, Donald Trump and Rob Portman, who are running together. And they are both anti-worker, they're anti-good trade policy, and they have records which I believe make them incompatible with Ohio's working families. And as Harriet said, Cleveland is a working class community, and Ohio is a working class state. And we're sick and tired of the Washington insiders, the power brokers, the multinational corporations dictating our policy. And so I'm here to say to you that Rob Portman is, in fact, the best senator that China has ever had. And that's going to be exposed this week as Donald Trump and he and other Republicans gather here in this great city. We want this to be a hospitable city. We want everyone to have a good time in Cleveland. We want this to be a safe place. But we also want to expose the hypocrisy that comes from a Donald Trump and a Rob Portman when it comes to their claim to stand up for working people. The fact is that they are both in the pockets of the big special interests and the corporate funders that they serve, and we're here to expose that this morning. Thank you.